Well, howdy, YouTube. Sunburned Unky Joe here at Unky Joe's Playhouse. Yeah, I got a little sun over the weekend. We had the memorial service for my mom on Sunday. Today is Monday, the 8th of June. Is it? Yeah, it's the 8th of June. And so we had our little memorial service for my mom yesterday, and it turned out very well, and we gave her a good send off. And then we proceeded to eat, to stuff our faces with food, and spend all day out at the pool with family. Had a wonderful time. But today what I want to talk about with you is my Synology NAS. I have two of them. I have the DS918 Plus here on my desktop, and I have the FS1018 that was donated by Sasha at Blue Telecoms in the UK. Thank you again, Sasha, for that gracious donation. It's filled with a bunch of SSD drives, and it's over on the rack. And today what we're going to do is update both of those, and I'm going to show you the basic procedure on how to run those updates. So about 3 days ago, I got a notification on my Synology DS918 Plus that there was an update available, and it came in through these little notifications here. So you can see 3 days ago it said a DSM update has been detected on MCS NAS. Now, let me be clear. Normally I wait a week or two to do these updates, but as you can hear by the rumbling on my desk, I've got my Synology DS918 on my desktop. It is way too loud for me. It's annoying, it's distracting. I'm going to put it back in the rack, but I figured this would be a good time to go ahead and show you how I handle the updates on the Synology. So let's get it started right now. So the first place you want to go is come over here to Control Panel, and then you'll see the icon down here says Update and Restore. And as you can see, I'm on DSM 6.2.2-24922. You know, this, I don't know when this was released. It's been out quite a while. Let me go look at the release notes. Yeah, this came out on 4/29 of 2019. So it's been quite a while since there's been an update to the Synology DSM. So let's go back here, and it tells us 6.2.3-25426 is available. So if I click on those release notes, I always find it's good to read these, so I'm going to go over these with you. This was released on 5/13 of 2020, I believe. That's what it says here. And the list goes on. So I'm just going to... So they fixed where cities might be mapped to the incorrect time zones. LDAP users could not be notified of the upcoming password expiration. That's handy. They fix the issue where the upload of LDAP certificate, and on and on and on and on and on. So if you have some time, go out there and read this article before you do the update. I'm just kind of glancing over all of the items. But anyway, go out and check out the release notes. Make sure you understand them before you commit to this. Now, the other issue I have is I'm running a virtual machine on this Synology, and that is my domain controller for my Active Directory. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is go ahead and shut down that virtual machine. And if you hear any thumping, you know, like a thump, 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 that's the Synology NAS. It's actually the hard drives. It's not the Synology. It's the hard drives in it. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and wait for this to come up completely. It's not the... Yeah, we had a power failure the other day. That's another reason I'm going to get it back into my rack. I don't recommend running a virtual machines on the DS918 Plus. I just don't think it has enough oomph, even with the upgraded RAM in it. But it's workable if you're just going to set up like an Active Directory domain controller or something like that. Something that doesn't get a lot of usage, you should be fine on. So once I get all that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and click on the Windows menu, click on the power button, and tell it to shut down. And then once this is shut down, I can go ahead and do the update to the DSM. Now, I'm not going to have any authentication available on my network, but that's okay. As long as your machine's on your domain, or if you have a backup domain controller, as long as your machines are already logged onto the domain, they'll survive an outage of a domain controller for a while. So now it's just a matter of waiting for Synology to tell me this virtual machine is shut down. So we'll give it a few minutes to shut down. Well, that didn't take long at all. So as you can see now, it's powered it off. So I'm going to go ahead and download this update. Now, you know what the problem is. It's not going to download this update because my domain controller is offline. And my domain controller gives it access to DNS. So, alright, so let's go over to Control Panel. Let's go to Update and Restore. And now let's try to download our update. See if it works. Very good, very good. So I have the update loaded or downloaded, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Update now. And it's going to go out and do its thing. Now, during the update, the following services tasks will be stopped. Are you sure you want to continue? So the virtual machine manager will shut down. It'll wait 5 minutes at most for virtual machines to shut down or suspend, or they will be forced to shut down after that. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and click on Next. And I'm going to tell it yes. So it's telling me it's going to take about 20 minutes. So we'll let this run and we'll come back when we can get back onto the system. So if you listen closely, no more rumbly on my desktop. Yes. So not only did we get the Synology NAS updated, so as you can see it is on DSM 6.23-25426. All is well. We got our virtual machine back up, and I believe we'll have, everything is great with the world, and it's moved back into the rack. So let me show you how I handled putting it back into the rack, because as you know, I did not have a shelf to put that unit on. So let's go take a look at that right now. So being the genius I am, I simply took the back board out of a poster I had laying around, and it's a stiffener. It makes for a good shelf. Plop that across the top, set my Synology NAS on the top of it, and no more noisy NAS on Unky Joe's desktop. I'm happy, finally. So now I'm over on the Synology flash station, the FS1018, that was so graciously donated by Sasha and Blue Telecoms out of the UK. Thank you again, Sasha. You did what Synology wouldn't, which was donate a piece of equipment so we can continue to make great videos. Well, hopefully great videos on this channel. Anyway, I had to digress. So, same way, we just go into Control Panel here, come up under Update and Restore, and then go to the DSM update and download it. Now, I cannot do this because as you see right here, I am currently connected. I record all my video from OBS and do all my video editing on a shared drive, this volume 2. So I can't do the update while I'm recording. So what I'm going to do is stop the recording. I'm going to go ahead and actually we can probably download the update while I'm recording just to make sure it has connectivity to the internet. And then once it's done downloading, when I go to install it, I'll need to stop recording on OBS. So we'll take a little break, do the update, and I'll come back and let you know how long that took and what our results were. Okay, so it looks like we've had another successful update. However, I did notice that there are some updates to some packages I have installed there. So I have the Mail Plus server running, Mail Plus running in Synology Drive, and all three of those are requiring an update. So I'm going to go ahead and update all of those. Tell it yes. Synology makes it very easy to keep everything up to date. So we'll let this run. We'll let it update all these packages. I recommend you do this as well. And we'll see what the outcome is once it's done. Alright, so we've got all of the Synology apps updated. Let's come up here and see what new icon it's added. Looks like the Synology Drive Share Sync is a new little icon under there. I'll have to look into that. Now, I was talking about the security advisor that it had popped up and prompted me, but I can't see it anywhere here. And I elected, of course, not to run that update, or not to run that Synology security advisor. So I'll have to figure out how to run that again, and let you know in a later, perhaps a later episode. But for now, the FS 1018 has now been updated. All is well. You can see it's been up about 8 minutes, 26 seconds. All told, with a reboot, I think it took me about 10 minutes to install this update. So there you go. All is well with the FS 1018. So there you go, YouTube. Updates are all done. Both the units are back up and running. I've got the DS918 Plus back in the rack, as you saw. I had to, jury rig it, but it'll work for now. Ultimately, what I'd like to do is replace that DS918 with a rack-mounted Synology NAS. That would be ideal, but unfortunately right now the funds don't allow it. And it's not high on my list of priorities. But I just wanted to give you an idea what it takes to do an update and some of the steps you should take to make sure your update goes successfully. So again, we hope you found this video entertaining and informative. As always, please give us a thumbs up down below if you like the content. Leave your comments down in the comments section. Donate if you're so inclined. We take PayPal and we take Patreon. And don't forget, we'll see you on the other side.